Hi guys, today I'm going to show you all the programs and options on the Samsung Bespoke WW11BB704DGW. So we start with Eco 4060, which you can set the temperature, which temp sets automatically depending on the load. You can do up to 5 rinses. You can do a 40-100 RPM spin. Options: you can turn on pre-wash, you can turn on intensive, and you can't turn on bubble shock. This machine is an outdoor, so it's not going to show dose per wash, dose per rinse. If you have an auto dose washer, it's going to show dose per wash, dose per rinse. Next program, my most frequent cycle that my mom has been used. Super speed, can do max to 40. You can do up to 5 rinses, and you can do a 40-100 RPM spin. Options: you can turn on pre-wash, you can turn on intensive, you can turn on bubble shock, and yeah. Wool, my mom has done using wool once, is 53 minutes. You can do 40 degrees max, 3 rinses only, and you can do only 800 RPM. Options: you can't turn on pre-wash, you can't turn on intensive, you can't turn on bubble shock, and yeah. Next cycle, colors. You can do up to 40 maximum. You can do 5 rinses, and you can do a 40-100 RPM. Options: you can turn on pre-wash, you can turn on intensive, you can't turn on bubble shock, and yeah. Cotton, you can do 90 max, which is going to change the time. Cold 20, 30, 40 is 1 hour 27. 60 is 1 hour 41 with 2 rinses, and 90 is 1 hour 57. I'm gonna explain the rinses on when you do 90. You can't do 1 rinse, which is good. It changes down to 2 rinses. You can turn on pre-wash by the options. You can turn on intensive. You can turn on bubble shock, and yeah. I'm going to explain with intensive. Basically, it's the old cotton's eco cycle when you do 40 and 60. This could be the mostly long cycle. I'm going to explain. Cold 20 and 30 and 90 is cotton with intensive normally. 40 and 60 is eco because it adds more time, and this is the old cotton's eco cycle. Yeah. Delicates for lingerie, you can do 40 max, 3 rinses max, and you can do only 400 RPM. You can't turn on pre-wash, you can't turn on intensive, you can't turn on bubble shock, and yeah. Shirts, I'm gonna say something about this cycle. I tried it once, but it doesn't sense the load, and it does synthetics rinse level. You can do up to 60, 5 rinses, and you can do a 40-100 RPM spin. Options: you can turn on pre-wash, you can turn on intensive, you can turn on bubble shock. My cycle. Cloudy day. This cycle, I would like to try it. It has a 22 minutes final spin. You can do 60 degrees, 5 rinses, and you can do 40-100 RPM. You can turn on pre-wash, You can turn on intensive. You can turn on bubble shock. And yeah. Rinse and spin. My mom used it yesterday. Once. Yeah. You can do up to 5 rinses. From 1 to 5. You can do 400 RPM. You can't choose any options. Spin only, I did it once. You can do a 400 RPM spin. You can't choose any options because it's just only the spin. 15 quick wash. I'm gonna say that 20 is 19 minutes, 30 is 23 minutes, and 40 is 25. This is absolutely sad because the old Samsung, when you do 20, it does 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and 40 degrees 40 minutes. You can do up to 5 rinses and 1200 RPM maximum. And yeah, you can't turn on pre-wash, you can't turn on intensive, you can't turn on bubble shock, and yeah. Intense cold may be good for darks. You can't change the temperature. This cycle may be good for darks, and yeah. You can do up to 5 rinses, 400 RPM. You can turn on pre-wash. You can turn on intensive. You can't turn on bubble shock, and yeah. Synthetics. The rinses are pretty good, but it's absolutely a longest cycle. You can do up to 60, 5 rinses, and you can do a 400 RPM. You can turn on pre-wash, you can turn on intensive, you can turn on bubble shock, and yeah. Towels. This cycle is for towels, so yeah, you can do up to 90. Towels should be washed at 60, as you know, but you can do up to cold to 90, but I prefer 60 for it. 5 rinses, 400 RPM. You can turn on pre-wash, you can turn on intensive, you can turn on bubble shock, and yeah. Bedding. I don't like this cycle. First, white is saying maximum 2 kilograms because bedding could be like 6 kilograms or 5 or something else. And I don't like this cycle for bedding because it allows max to 40 degrees, 3 rinses only, and then only 800 RPM for it. I may try it once with a duvet, but I don't really like this cycle for beddings. You can turn on pre-wash, you can turn on intensive, you can turn on bubble shock. Hygiene steam. This cycle is good for cottons. I may try it one Sunday. You can do up to 90 on hygiene steam. Cold 20, 30, 40 is 2015 and 90 is 2020. You can turn on pre-wash, you can turn on intensive, you can turn on bubble shock, and yeah. Outdoor. This cycle is good for jackets and shoes. You can do up to 40, 3 rinses only, and you can do a 400 RPM on it. You can't turn on pre-wash, you can't turn on intensive, and you can't turn on bubble shock on this cycle. Activewear. This is another quick wash, but better. This is a better quick wash for it. I prefer this quick wash instead of the other quick wash. You can do up to 40, which adds the time to 43 minutes with 3 rinses. Yeah. 23 minutes, 30 degrees 33 minutes, and 40 degrees 43 minutes, which is pretty cool and much better. Let's see with cold. 18 minutes, not bad. You can do up to 5 rinses, and you can do only 800 RPM on this cycle. You can turn on pre-wash on this cycle, you can turn on intensive, and you can turn on bubble soak. I'm pretty shocked that the active wear cycle uses all options. Denim, jeans, and sturdy fabrics. Yeah, I would like to use this cycle for delicates, like half load of wool items. You can do up to 40. You can do 5 rinses on it, and you can do only 800 RPM on this cycle. You can turn on pre-wash, you can turn on intensive, and you can turn on bubble soak. Baby care, sanitize with hot wash. Maybe this cycle should be good for whites with 90 degrees. You can choose from cold to 90. Yeah. When you do 90, you can't do 1 rinse. It lets you to do 2 rinses. Oh wait. Yeah, you can do 400 RPM spin. You can turn on pre-wash. You can turn on intensive. You can turn on bubble soak. Silent wash. This I only use this cycle when I'm going to wash delicate items. You can do up to 40 degrees maximum, 5 rinses, and 800 RPM maximum because of the cycle name. You can turn on pre-wash, you can turn on intensive, and you can turn on bubble soak. The last cycle is drum clean, which is going to clean the wool drum and the door seal on it. You can't change anything from it. Shit. Let's return to the drum clean. Alright, you can't change anything. 70 degrees, 2 rinses and 1200 RPM. You can't change anything. You can't choose any options on it. And yeah, so that's all the cycles. If you go to my cycles, you can remove any cycles you don't use. I prefer to remove 15 quick wash because I don't want my mom using that cycle. I let super speed until the cycle. I let the rest of the cycles on it. Alright, my cycle saved. As you can see, there is no longer there is not anymore the 15 quick wash on it. And yeah, so let's go into settings. AI pattern, which I'm going to say about the AI pattern, is going to show the AI pattern is going to show the most frequent cycle you have been used on it. So it says super speed most frequent cycle. So that's our AI pattern. Let's go back to the settings. Sound. this is absolutely, you can turn off the sound, and yeah, you can turn off and or on the sound on it. Calibration, I'm going to say about this. Calibration, when you do service mode, it literally spring breaks on this on cycles while it's spinning, and it resets everything. And you have to do calibration once you use service mode. So and the drum will not spring break anymore. Next is Wi-Fi. I let it on. Language and factory reset. I'm not going to do that. It literally resets all the everything from the washer. Language, we have these languages. I will put it in Italian because I'm from Italy and I let it in Italian. And yeah. So that's that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and stay safe. Bye.